G'day brewers, Hendo here from the Rockstar Brewer Academy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make sure that you get all of your ready to package metrics captured so that the right person in your brewery can sign off on your beer and release it to packaging. Let's take a look. So if we have a look at our tank farm here in Beer 30, we're right here in the Beer 30 dashboard, and I can see that there are a couple of beers that are near to being ready to package. I can see that I've got my Aussie IPA, which is marked as filtered done. I've got part of a tank of my Indian brown sugar ale marked as filtered done. And I've also got my America's Finest Lager over here in BBT 76, also marked as filtered done. Now, when a tank is marked as filtered done, basically what that means is that the tank is sitting in BBT mode. And what I'm able to do is I can go into the BBT module in Beer 30 and I'm able to capture certain metrics very similar to the metrics that you would capture during fermentation, but instead I'm capturing different metrics because the beer's in a bright beer tank and it's not fermenting. And that's things like temperature and pressure and CO2 and dissolved oxygen and that sort of thing. Now, one of the really important things that you can do in Beer 30 is when a beer is in BBT mode, it has this little box up here that says ready to package. Now, if I say that this beer is ready to package, then you'll see the first thing it does is it checks to make sure that all of the additions in the bright beer tank have been added. So for example, you might be adding fruit or something like that into a particular brand of beer. This is a lager, so it doesn't need anything like that. Now, by default, Beer 30 is going to ask you for the final ABV, final CO2 carbonation, final IBU, and final color. Now, all of those fields are optional, so if you can't measure those things in your brewery, that is totally okay. However, what if there's other things that you want to check prior to releasing beer to package? For example, you might want to do a sensory check or something like that. So in Beer 30, it's really easy to add those extra fields so you can put those final checks and balances into your process before releasing a beer to packaging. So it's actually really easy to do. All I need to do is I need to go up to my name up in the top right corner here, go to Tools, and what I can do is go into Custom Fields. And let's say, for example, I'm going to do a head brewer sensory check. And I'm going to look at the measurement category. It's going to be a pass fail. It's going to be a yes, no. And it's going to ask me which Beer 30 module I need to add this into. Now, this is going to be into the BBT module. And the module section is going to be ready to package. And I'm going to set that to required and active. Define custom field. And what happens now, you can see here that I've got my head brewer sensory check, which is all set up and ready to go. So now if I go back to the BBT module and then I select my America's Finest Lager and then I select yes, this is ready to package, you'll see that my core fields are already there, but also this additional ready to package sensory check has now appeared. And so what I can do here is I'll just click yes for that. I'm going to fill in an ABV measurement. It's going to be 4.23. And I'll fill in a final carb, which is going to be 2.62 volumes. I don't have a final IBU. And I'm going to put in 2.2 SRM for color. And then I'll say enter BBT data. And all of a sudden it says BBT data is recorded. Now, if I go back to the dashboard, you'll see that what happens if I go down to my bright beer tanks, you'll see that America's Finest Lager is now marked as RTP, which means ready to pack. And so basically it's a handover to my packaging crew who can now go into the package module and I can go to start packaging and I can select which beer I would like to pack. So right now I've got South African Lion Ale in BBT 214 and I've got America's Finest Lager in BBT 76, which is also marked as ready to pack. And from there, I can go ahead and package my beer. So Beer 30 makes it really easy for you to configure all of the checks and balances that you have in your brewery that's specific to your brewery so that you can make sure that your beer is made your way. If you want to know more about how Beer 30 can help you put the right checks and balances in your brewing process so you can make better beer, leave a comment checks below and one of the Beer 30 crew will reach out to you and arrange a demo with you. Thanks for watching this Tech Tip Tuesday. I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.